Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
Mic check, mic check. I mean, I forgot it now. That was weird. Alright, there it goes. How's everybody doing? We're trying to dig our last show. Let's see. That's a recipe for disaster right there. See some currencies. Don't see too many symbols though. Are we doing a fractal comparison every show? Morning. Let me catch up on this. Shout out to some Peace Stone Bits, Izzy and Hype. Appreciate you guys. Is it possible we could talk about the VIX? Tim Cad, that's a pretty broad statement, so you probably should get something a little bit more targeted. Would be a lot easier. We could talk about the VIX all show long. I have a show called VIX Mageddon if you want to learn about the VIX. Does LTC look like Nvidia from October? I don't know, you've got eyeballs, you tell me. Are you guys looking into space tech? We talk about space cash on like lots of shows. So if you've been watching this or watching any of the previous shows, you've heard us mention space cash, even in Black Order. That is pretty much the era you're in. Space is, the final frontier, and we are at the very dawn of like a new era in venturing off world. So it's something that, barring the end of civilization, we should see this keep on expanding for the rest of our lives. I'm trying to get a Space Cash Blackwood episode. I'm going to see if it's possible to get the people I want for it to do it. So I'll let you guys know if I put that together. Did we look at Euro recently? I think we looked at it like 2 shows ago. What do you mean what color is the hoodie? It's clearly like fucking, black and white. It's this original one. OG status, you didn't get the joke? Can you check Apple? Yeah. Watch the Oracle of Jamaica this weekend. That's a good show. Glad you liked it. What's up, baby? Do you believe in aliens? The chances that you're the only thing that exists in the universe that is expansive is what we know to be statistically retarded. So, it doesn't matter if you believe in it, it's just by the sheer statistics of it, it's the most likely thing. UNH. Ivy in the building. I want to say good morning, everybody. Full of food, ready to puke all over me. You couldn't pick a worse place to sit. Who all watched the Virgin Atlantic flight? What do you guys think of that? Yeah, 290,000, was it 282,000 feet? I think it was. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I think suborbital, think about how crazy that thing is, that launch platform, they can sit up there and the cost for him to fly that thing off of that launch platform into space is just like mind blowingly cheaper than what it's taking for Elon or Bezos to do shit from the ground. A bigger, launch vehicle would allow them to put something crazy into orbit, off of a high altitude platform like that. Pretty spacious shuttle. It was interesting. What it do said it was kind of disappointing. What was disappointing about it? The amount of time they were at the edge of space, because they're only up there what, 5 minutes total, I think. I think that's one thing I thought, like, I guess that thing's pretty small. They'd be out of fuel pretty fucking fast getting up there. So your daughter wasn't impressed. She will sit through a bunch of space rocket launches, but this one couldn't capture attention. Interesting. I thought it was cool. I thought it didn't last really long, and I think I kind of see where Bezos is like, yeah, you weren't kind of really actually in space. I think they were at the edge of space, but like I want to see them put their asses into orbit, like just flat out leave the atmosphere and go around the planet once, not just kind of kiss the upper atmosphere. Yeah, the drop, the launch, everything like that. I feel like they didn't. I think I see where Bezos says that they didn't technically leave like actual high altitude upper atmosphere. They didn't feel like they were in space. It feels like they were in the upper atmosphere at the very edges of space. But if you're gonna leave, I think you need to like put that motherfucker into orbit, go around the planet like once, and then come back in, and they like, yeah, you were in space. But it looks like they took it like higher than like our best stealth. Was the SR-71 could fly like 80,000 feet. They just flew super super high. He was dreaming of doing that since he was a kid. Yeah, everybody was dreaming of doing that since he saw Bugs Bunny go to Mars. Leon says, I was thinking that these successful flights will also make space less of a fantasy for the common folk and will remove a bit of the psychological barrier seeing something burning like that and not explode. The air is a good shit. Well, yeah, anybody explodes anything in the very beginnings of this, it's going to be a big setback. I feel like, with people rushing and pushing the envelope, that's a matter of time, too. Do we think we could see a project between Elon and Richard? Most likely, the fact that they'd even stand together doing that opens the door for that. I think anybody who's doing anything with this recognizes the cost benefit that Branson has being in the suborbital market. If he gets a commercial application to suborbital, larger drop ships, deployment of satellites from suborbital, he could steal a lot of market share from people. So I think it makes sense. Your friends started talking about space lately. That's a good note to take. Can macroeconomics help or inform you to trigger fundamentally? Can macroeconomics help you to trigger fundamentally? Um, well, you know, macro, micro, I don't know, depends on what resolution you're looking at things, can all be fundamental triggers. but you're still entering the market technically regardless. So keep that in mind. Elon bought a ticket. Can you imagine if Elon blows up on Branson's shit? That would be something. Bezos is next. FLR. I guess we have to look at space too, right? So let me just put that in there. Okay, see that. Space is at 4% pre-market, whereas other space stocks seem to be gaining even more. Maybe the event built trust in the whole industry. Alexander Rostov, yeah, that's a good point. I think that event made it a lot more real to regular people, that regular people can go into space and not just like quote unquote what we think of as astronauts. Branson's fucking 70 and it didn't kill his ass. I think that's a good thing for people to see, right? Because remember, it's all about the adoption of grandma. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of grandmas getting into a fucking space plane anytime soon, but he is the age of grandma, and he did just prove he won't die doing it, and that makes that market viable to 50-year-olds at least. So I think it is a moment you finally see what you consider quote unquote normal people going into space. What do I think about staking ETH for income? I think there are less volatile things you can stake, or less volatile assets you can hold to receive residual incomes. But if you have a long bias for ETH and can make income holding it, then that's a win-win. Coincidence that the Pentagon UFO report comes out while it's all the space cash activities going on. I mean, last year I told you the UFOs, we did admit UFOs literally in the middle of COVID. That's not uncommon for them to release really crazy important information while you're completely misdirected. That's pretty much the name of the game. Let's see. Nope. Alright, got that set up. Alright. Who left me scorecards? Let's see. How much time do we got? 8:30. Alright. What is this? 11 minutes ago. Oh, you motherfuckers rushed to put a bunch of scorecards up while I'm in the show. You're pretty funny. This happened while I'm in the show. Okay. I guess there's a lot of them on there. Cool. I like that. I didn't think there was any in here this morning. That's pretty funny. Because I looked before the show and I was like, there's only one. You guys are clever. Alright, well, so how does it say an hour ago, and this says 12 minutes ago, and this one's, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, so pay attention to earnings now. We haven't had any major earnings for a while. You're starting to have some bigger names pop up right now, like BlackRock's going to do earnings this week, Citi, Wells Fargo, some bigger banks. So we do want to pay attention to what's coming next right now. Some bigger names will start to come in the coming weeks also. always check major earnings. Holy crap. So that's a lot of red. That's always worth paying attention to. Hold on a sec. Fuck. Really? Lovely. Last minute crew. So, anything from the United States, they see PPI core, New Zealand, Canada central bank, employment. Fed Powell's going to testify whenever that guy talks. Pay attention. It's never good for anybody. So there's a lot of events. I would pay attention to these. Currency related. Currency world, these guys will be big. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and then US retail sales and inflation. Everybody's waiting to see what inflation is going to be. Inflation is rumored to be crazy, but we kind of already knew that. The market may take if it's excessive, you may see the market do a kick on it, but the reality is it's going to stay that way until the Fed changes rates. So that's kind of like already a known thing. How can I get out of this? Oh, right. Alright, let's see what the last minute crew brought me. Temp Cat, this is the person in chat right here. Did you probably forgot to put your tag on it, what this was, huh? Okay, I thought this was possibly, this is his questions. Why do you guys write this like I'm not in the community? I could just read it. Nope, not Elliott Wave theory. Wave logic's my own version of understanding waves in different time frames. So no, I don't use Elliott. Alright, I'll answer your questions on the show. Stop asking like the third person like I'm not in here either. Just like ask me directly. Who's this? Supreme Crypt, 13 R's on public storage. Boss shit, very nice. I see some bull flags, keeping it simple. Oh wait, you got more shit in here. Oh damn. Beast Mode Apple Play, 32R. Sick. Shield in the building. For real, for real. That's right, Ms. Vale. Scorecard. Applying the logic. This is... I can't say that. Janaya BCH. Thank you all, Kaz, and all the mentors for your knowledge and time. Thank you, Team Shield, Team Sword. It was an amazing experience to live together. Nebula 4 experience. This is it's Team Shield and Team Sword to Nebula 4. This is beast mode shit right here. 4 Rs, 6 Rs, 10 Rs, all on the same asset. What was that? VNB? Very nice. The last minute team. Scorecard for Shield. Is this a whole team Shield thing? Let's see. Reminiscence. Thank you. Before, it's been a great experience. Has improved my trading immensely. 12, 16, and 10. Very good spread, right? Mana, ETH, and Amazon. Really nice. Look at this. Who's this? JKS. 48R on Tel. Beast mode. Another one. Sword. Look at this graphic. That's sick. Somebody's a graphic artist and a half in there. Just a few of the winners bagged throughout the post. Nebula 4, massive thanks for the whole of the Nebula 4 fam for a learning experience like no other. Looking forward to a new chapter with a crew of badass motherfuckers. Shout out to Cash Sword, Jester, Matt, Izzy, Vicky, and Shields. That is fire. I'm gonna have to yoke this character. That's hot. Good shit. So anybody that's a newbie out there, appreciate you, Isty, flinging some bits. Tim Cat, any more info on Kaz Wave Logic? Stay focused, Tim Cat. I like that. Shout out, Jez. Appreciate you, girl. Let's see. Not that chart. Let's see which one is on. There it is. Nope, not that one either. Alright. Yeah, why is that guy talking about me like I'm not on my own show? I'm Kaz. I'm right here, Tim Cad. You can like ask me directly. Does anybody have any information on Kaz's Wave Logic? Does anybody know what Kaz is up to? Shout out to Mindset. Appreciate you. He might be shy. It's not a stupid question. It's just like, why are you addressing everybody but me, bro? It's funny. I don't know. People do that in Discord too, right? People like, I'll be right in the room and they'll just not ask me shit. It's pretty weird. Alright, so your questions were not that. Not that either. What did I just do with that? I just seen it. VPVR. Alright. Not a magic indicator. A lot of people get caught up in that thing. So, all a VPVR does, especially the one on the right side of this chart, it just aggregates all the volume of all of the chart that's visible. So if I zoom out, it recalculates for how much more is visible, and it is volume at price. This is volume at time. So the vertical axis, how much ever volume is here is how much volume happens in whatever increment of time this is. On this scale, it's how much volume happens on how much chart's visible at this price. So all this tells you here is that this highest point, which this dotted line comes from, is your point of control. It just means that this is the highest volume, amount of volume done is at this current price here. So, and you can see that price basically goes through this zone the most. So it leaves the most volume in each place here to add up to the most of it. So this is where the biggest volume is that you see. The coloring that you see from like the purple blue thing versus the green and red, when you see a volume profile, the default setting is 70, the value area. That's 70% of the total amount of volume that's ever happened in the volume profile is shaded here. So the core amount of volume done is basically the 70% mark. And that's like just accepted historical norm. I'm not sure why it really ended up being there. I think it's because it's about one standard deviation of the total amount of volume, you know. So I think that's what it's supposed to represent. So it's like the core range of all trading activity. So like I said, it changes as you scale things differently. It'll become different. But so this is 70% of all that's on the chart here. So this basically in the life cycle of ETH BTC, you can see that price is basically sitting north of the core level of activity, which is a good thing for it if it's going to have a chance to keep marking up further from where it's at. Yeah, standard deviation is at 68.25, so at 70 is very close enough that 70 makes sense to represent one standard deviation. Wave logic would be this. This guy right here, this is the wave, right? That's underneath all of that. And we know waves only can move one way, right? Falling waves, downtrends, can only go lower by falling more than they rise. And conversely, can only rise by doing the exact opposite, right? So this is all price does in every single time frame you trade it on, whether it be this big resolution here or any other time frame. And understanding that gives you an incredible amount of information, knowing that there's only one mechanical way price can go from a low point to a high point, or go from a high point to a low point, and understanding that price always looks the same in every resolution of time. That just becomes a matter of organizing price, so that you can kind of keep context of whatever time frame you're in. So wave logic is just making price the symbol of what it is. It just waves down or it waves up. And that's what I showed you here with ETH is that the wave down had basically reversed, right? And at that point it would reverse, it would, be in an uptrend. So we're watching him now in a bull flag and an uptrend to see if this leg of the wave now continues as it has killed the tide downward. So ETH has basically done that, right? When he went through this. And that's all we really trade, right? Our trend tides. So that's a quick lesson in what a VPVR, what wave logic is. Don't use Elliott theory. And moving averages. Moving averages is just really give you an idea of what the wave is doing in any resolution of time. Because I just use one moving average because it just gives me context of the same thing. Waves are the same in all resolutions, and so to have the same moving average gives me an idea where I am in a wave in every resolution of time because it's fractally similar to itself. So, this is a trend. This is a big trend down on this resolution. As much as turn some of this off, right? Maybe we can get some of this. Have all that shit on it. Yeah. Whether it's a wave like this, or it's a wave like this, right? Structurally, they're identical. And by having the same moving average on it, I can understand the wave with regard to its relationship to a moving average that's fractally similar in every resolution of time. So that is no different to me than that. So, and the fundamentals of what's going on in here is the same. It's just more or less idiots depending on the resolution of time you pick. So that's moving averages, VPVR, and wave logic, like a little summary. Anyways, alright, so let's do some of your symbols. You guys didn't actually give me a lot of symbols, but we'll take a look at some things. Yeah, keep things simple. I'm not going to make it more complicated than that, but you can see this, right? Doesn't this look just like that? You literally can't tell the difference, right? And that's kind of what it helps you with. It's not that I use it for anything beyond that. I use it just to understand where in something like this I am, to understand how long something has been running in a tide. So, nothing more than that. Ultimately, you're always paying attention to waves, right? I know, I'm killing it here. That's a terrible color. Keep price simple, So, anyways, alright. That was your simple, quickie breakdown. Alright, Ivy is sitting in the wrong place. Alright, I got symbols. Any more extra ones? BWI, I got that one. UNH, I got that one. Alright, thanks for the bits, Skipmar, Rupert. This is helpful. Eternal, you're welcome, no problem. Hopefully it helps a couple of you. Alright, so I guess we'll look at space first since that's the news of the day. So we had space in here a couple of times. And, right, very simple wave logic, right? If we want to think about what we just talked about, If you look at it like this, right? Is this the possible next floor for him to do? What is that? I have to kind of imagine what he could do, right? So right now he is actually making very large waves, large volumes. It is possible, right? This is our first trigger level. He stabilizes above this. What do I want to use? I'll use this. Does he have, is this the low that's actually going to generate the impulse that takes it right through here to make a new high and continue this wave up on a big ass resolution? We will see. So while he's sitting here right now, looks like he's absorbed the news of this whole suborbital flight. I think a lot of people expect him to go crazy. Here he went crazy into the event. So he's likely still going to bleed off a lot of that energy, but the volume is high as piss. So definitely worth paying attention to this guy. If he leaves from this structure and heads up here, he's probably going right through it. You are welcome for the winter solstice special. Appreciate 1,000 bits. So yeah, that's space right now. I think a lot of ones other people are talking about Maxar and shit, right, is moving. There's Maxar we have right now. Also an interesting trigger, not really in a place that you should worry about it like imminently. Once he gets back above this, he look more interesting. But he is in the process of rotating this gigantic bull flag, so there's a lot of guys in space that do look good that you should probably keep your eyes on. Like guys like this, like L3, structurally much better looking guy. And there's a couple guys like this that look like ready to go the fuck out. Let me see, HEI. I don't have anything on him, but yeah, there's a couple of these dudes. Space. I think some of these guys look good, right? TDY. We've had some of these on some of these different sides here. Let's see, space. I might have stuff drawn up in different charts. Let's see. Yeah, we have a couple of these guys. TDY is a space cash guy. He looks pretty good where he's at. We drew him up whatever point in time ago. That's a good one. TDG looks good. I think he's on the other chart. Nope, but I didn't have to draw that. That guy looks great. LHX had that. NOC. He also looks good. That guy looks pretty good, right? If he gets out of that. Do I have anything for him? See. Nope. Looks good. ADI. Thought ADI was over here. ADI. Yeah, ADI's out there. He looks good. So we drew a bunch of these guys up over the year. That guy looks great. APH. He looks like he's leaving the building just now. Let's see if I have APH over here. No. He's obviously broken his all-time high right here. Yeah, a lot of stuff in space looks good. Now, of course, we drew up Rocket on this show here. Rocket's sitting over his trigger too, so the whole basket looks like really good. So, I mean, space is now going mainstream. Somebody said their friends talking about it. It's definitely time to pay attention to it. Appreciate the bit server, Mal, John. Let me get through. Your list is short. I can do this in 10 minutes. All right, so rest of the stuff. GBP USD. We talked about this pretty recently with the DXY and stuff like that. And you're watching this shockwave right now with this trigger. If the DXY does weaken back out, it's guy look good. DXY have a lot of stuff going on here with him at this res. DXY in low res has been pushing at what looks like a bounce that could be going back across the range of 5 years, but he has to break back into this range. So for now, he's stalled. So you're waiting to see if that just retraces. If that retraces, that'll give GBP life to the upside. So you're kind of in wait and see mode. You could wait until this level here at this resolution. You could kind of back off a little bit if you want to play into the downside and just wait and see if DXY breaks up. Then this whole structure could actually, this movie actually could turn down and he could actually do something like that if the DXY does manage to bounce. But you probably pay attention for him to swing up through this first and then gauge what's happening as he does it. Alright, Apple, we told you to pay attention to this guy. So Apple did what we thought he would do. He was sitting still for forever, and the whole stock market had been leaving the building. Now Apple plays catch up while a lot of the other stocks kind of don't do shit. And so your big cap guys, you told you to pay attention, right? Apple and Amazon. I know Amazon somewhere. Apple, it's not the chart for Apple. That's the chart for Apple. There's a couple of charts for Apple I have here. Where is it? This one too? Yeah, this is the more recent one I showed you, just to clean it up. Amazon's over here. Right. So we told you to pay attention to these guys. These two, two of the biggest companies in the world, are just sitting there while lots of stocks tear ass. And these guys literally didn't go anywhere since like August, July of last year. This guy's September. Now your mega trillion-dollar stocks are hauling ass and repricing with guys like this that took off, have long since been flying. This guy was also on OnlyFans, if you guys pay attention to this. And as trillion-dollar guys keep moving, there's only so many trillion-dollar guys in the neighborhood. It's only going to be so long before the other guys in the neighborhood begin to chase down the guys that are moving. So Apple still in motion above here. It's incredibly bullish, whichever chart you look at. Any structures he does that slows down here gives you another shot to play into this guy as he leaves. Alright, so that's Apple, UNH. Okay. Pretty fucking bullish. I think health plans are all pretty bullish. They all look pretty good. Looking at Humana, it's Cigna, and here's the guy I'm thinking of right now. Humana, Cigna, and one more. God damn, I can't think of it. Oh, Humana, there it is. Yeah, Humana, that's it. There's Humana. All these guys look pretty good, to be honest with you. Like I said, healthcare as a whole, XLV has been pretty strong. So I think these guys are worth paying attention to. That guy keeps doing that, and dudes like this look good where he's at. Doesn't take a rocket science to see what he's doing right now at all-time high. So if he keeps the strength up out of this, he could easily just blow his all-time high out if the market keeps pushing. And the market looks pretty good to keep pushing, right? The Dow is really pretty strong. UNH is inside the Dow. So if the Dow manages to blow his high out here, you just rotate it up. We told you this is a big bull flag. He takes this out. UNH is likely going to follow that out with him. So probably worth paying attention to that guy. Not much needs to do with him. ETH BTC, I think we talked about him. He's in Shockwave when we did the Wave Logic example. Costco is retardedly strong right now. There's Costco. So we did Costco on the show for you a while ago. And gave you a trigger down here on this box range when he was in the Shockwave. And he's just arced right out of it and he's gone. That guy's a stick right now. I wouldn't chase something like that. He's just straight up. So you need him to chill the fuck out if you could really do anything with this. So if he, at whatever point does, you can do something if he gives you a structure up there. But right now, I wouldn't chase a guy like that. SE Gaming. We drew this guy, and he was in this arc when we did it, and we did a projection for what he could do if he could actually, pull out of the parabolic arc. He did. He went like a conical, and then he hasn't sustained that. He didn't go as deep as the projection. Here goes, but he's at least slowed the fuck down out of this insane markup. So for right now, while he's doing this, you want to let him finish whatever he's doing. You don't want to play this until he's completely away from the high or something like this. God damn it. You kill this thing. And you just let him be above this. He's very possibly going to go again, but don't touch anything while he's underneath this. He could easily go deeper and make this a much bigger correction and make this just a 2B. Either way, the longer he's in here after some shit like this is the better for him to be able to go again and make that just a post to another markup. So yeah, longer he takes, better it is. Matic, with regard to individual cryptos like this, you're pretty much just watching total. You know, the whole market's really ridiculously correlated. So it's not that he's doing anything like uniquely different than any other fucking shitcoin you could pick right now. They all look like the same, right? It doesn't matter if it's this guy or if it's Matic. They're like doing the same thing. So you're at a very key level. The whole of crypto breaks down right now. You're gonna see it. You know, right now you kind of got a bear flag going on total too. And you do want to keep eyes on where he is, right? He had a major level here that this ball landed on, and now you're deflecting off of it, right? This is your support. This is now resistance. So you want to see if we can get above this. This is when crypto will look a lot healthier. We swing back above that level. Otherwise, you're keeping eyes on that and see if that actually breaks down. That's going to be bad for everything in crypto land. Can I explain a 2B? That's a 2B, right? A known level of interest that lots of stops could be behind, and price peaks itself up through it and immediately retraces. Creates a high like this one. Sorry. Just like this. Those are 2Bs, right? Immediately runs up, turns on some stops, and then fucking tears ass the other way. That's what a stop run looks like. That's why I tell you, like, you want to pay attention to this and see price like sustain itself up here, so you know it's not one of those. Instead of like shit like this, where just a wick pokes through, turns on a bunch of stops, and it goes back the other way. That's a 2B. Alright, that is Matic STLA. STLA, looks like we had this on here before. Is that it? STLA? Yeah. So, can't remember when we did this, but Wave Logic, right? So he's out of there. He's popped out of this. What is this guy? Motor vehicles. Auto everything is pretty strong right now. Guess he'd just be watching this dude like this for continuation move right now towards here, right? A lot of auto, everything is strong. Carvana, AutoZone, O'Reilly, auto, everything looks fucking insane. So, used cars are selling for more than like new cars right now because there's like a shortage of like semiconductors. So the ability to mass produce cars has been restricted. So you have like a car like bull market at the same time as a housing bull market. At the same time as a stock bull market. It's just a bull market on assets. Yeah, you don't guess if a 2B is going to happen. If you end up playing to something that becomes one, it's your risk management that will save you from it killing you. It's not if you have to guess which one will be one or not. It's that you have risk management in place that if it should occur, it doesn't murder you, if the price comes back real fast. All right, so that is car stuff. BWY. UK stock, what is this? Home building? Well, I wonder what home building stocks look like over there. So home building stock like that over here, NVR, DHI. Look at that, DHI. Got a bull flag, that. BWY. Well, it's clearly a weaker stock, but he looks like, home building in the United States, don't he? Just a weaker version of it. So you can see that, right? Same bull flag. So looks like home building in the United States. BWI. Get off of there. So I think home building in the United States looks like it's going to go higher. So this is probably a bull flag worth paying attention to. That's really ugly. That's so bad. One more. Can't see what I'm doing. Don't draw bull flags like this. Draw them properly. It's whatever. I'm just trying to give you an idea where the fuck he's at. But I think he's in a bull flag like DHI and Lennar. They're all kind of in the same shit. Pulte Homes, right? And then BWI. His is just shittier, and he's just weaker. But he's likely going to go contest this level up here. Something like that. It's possible for him. As the rest of the home builders keep going. Home Depot looks pretty good again. He's bouncing already. Lowe's looks good again. He's rotating already. So everything in Home Builders USA looks pretty good. And so goes USA, so goes the world. There are similar risk assets on different sides of the pond, but they're clearly correlated risk assets. You can see that. So looks like the United States keeps going. That'll be good for your UK also. FLR. That guy, what is he? Industrial engineering construction. I forget what he does again. Let's see. Did I never do this guy before? FLR. Guess not. So, very simply, he looks like an asshole. Of all the things we've covered on the show, he looks like back end of a camel. So let's see. So could it be a 2B on the low? That's always possible. It happens. Don't know if he's back on a possibility of being on the men's, but at certain resolutions, right, this guy looks like maybe the longest term pictures for this guy. He could be, right? He could be. A lot of volume here. So could that be his low? It's possible. But don't know what's the other, there's probably the things I want to know about him first. But volume took off once he came down off a cliff here in 2019 and stayed that high, before COVID. So this bottom doesn't look like it came without any action in it. I think he looks like shit. He looks pretty weak. But you'd be kind of watching this. See if he's going to rotate this up or not. And stay above that level right there. That'll be your trigger for him to rotate back up above and play him going out of that. He does that, he might very well go test his angle and do some crazy shit. So he's got good enough volume right here to make it interesting to watch. You look at what this is. This is pretty much everything here. So he gets back up above this, yeah. I think he'll have room to be able to pump above this level. Worth paying attention to. It's actually got that volume running the whole time back here too. All the way down. So somebody wants it. Maybe. And then we got space. That was it. That was your list. That was short. Do you understand the 2B example? That wasn't hard, right? Just stop runs. People getting fucked over. Alright? That right there, it's 2B. This whole thing, right? Turn on everybody stops. One more time just for good measure, and then death, right? Both times it collapsed like a fucking stone off of both of those. Those are 2Bs. Makes sense? It's 9 o'clock. Get your game plans ready. Hope y'all enjoyed it. This has been the Real Nomics Monday show, OG status. Y'all have a good start to your week. Catch you on Wednesday.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 winter.